Hey, how are you doing?
Hi, good thanks. How are you?
Good, good. Hope your day's going all right. Good. So how have you been?
I've been good. I've been doing a lot of theater lately. Not too much film stuff this year, but I'm trying to get back into it for the summer.
Yeah, this past year's been a little bit crazy. Yeah. So you're still in school, right?
Yeah, just got out for the summer a couple weeks ago.
Good. How'd your semester go?
It was great. I was a part-time student, so I didn't have to do a whole lot of schoolwork. So that was nice.
That is good. Yeah. So are you majoring in theater?
No, I'm majoring in industrial design actually.
Ah, okay, that's cool. Yeah, we finished at the beginning of May. I think it was like the first week of May we finished. But yeah,
Mhm.
this I haven't been doing too much either. I think Yeah, I did most of my extra work last year. Did you do any oh, we're here because we're talking about the first lady, but did you do any after that? I can't remember if we talked about it or not.
I think I did. Um, I don't remember exactly what shows I did after First Lady, but those
Mhm.
were my 2 days on the First Lady were like the biggest filming days of the summer that I had last year.
Oh yeah, you did so we both did actually we filmed it a year ago, like 2 days ago, I think.
Oh wow.
I know, because I remember because we were doing a pride shoot, and it was actually the first day of June that we did it. That's the only reason why I remember it, because it was cool that we got to do a pride scene the first day of Pride. So yeah, it was I think today's the third. So yeah, so we shot it like a year ago, 2 days ago. It seems like it was like 5 years ago to me. It feels like that was forever ago. Um,
Okay.
but did you do another shoot with the first lady, or did you only do that one day?
Yeah, no, I did that one day, and then I think before that I did. I don't remember which First Lady it was, but I think it was about like the 20s era.
Mm.
Um, and we traveled down to like Macon for that.
Oh, that's cool. Yeah, I did. Both of mine were with Viola Davis, but I did the one that we did. That was the second one, and then the first one I did was it was like a quick little 2 second scene, but it was like an Iowa caucus scene. And there was like 500 people. It was so
Oh,
hot. It was terrible. I
oh
mean,
my
the experience was good, but it was like 500 people packed into one room. So that was not fun, and everybody was crowding around the air conditioning. So
yeah.
like it was very muggy in there because it was right before the beginning of summer. But yeah,
Yeah.
did you? I just kind of wanted to talk about like what your experience was like on that. Did you? I got to see you in the episode that we were in. I'm gonna have to go back and look for your other scene, but I got to see you. I was like, oh my god, there she is. And I was looking for all the people that we had met, and I got to see you. But yeah, just if you just wanted to talk about like what your experience was like getting casted with it or like being on set.
Yeah, sure. Actually, looking back, I'm realizing the other day that I'm thinking of, I'm mixed up with a different movie.
Okay.
So I just did have the one day, but I remember that I applied for something on First Lady and didn't get it, and then suddenly got a rush notice,
Mm-hmm.
and wanted like they were like, okay, we liked your photo that you sent us an hour ago. Please meet someone at this parking lot in the next 2 hours to get COVID tested. I was like, this is really sketchy, but I trust this casting company. Um, and I know the first lady's legit. So I went to this parking lot, and there were like 5 or 6 of us that recognized each other from a shoot a couple days ago,
Mm.
um, and just stood there waiting to get COVID tested at like the parking lot of a mall.
Oh
Uh,
yeah. Oh yeah, I remember that. I remember that. Yep.
yeah,
And the wait was
uh,
crazy to get the COVID tests back too.
yeah. So waiting for COVID test results to know if you can work or not is so stressful.
Mm-hmm.
Um, but I remember that a lot of the adults that day had really early call times.
Mm.
Um, but we didn't. Like the LGBT activist people, we got to go in at like, I think, I want to say 8 something, maybe. Um,
Yeah.
but I remember people complaining about having to go in at like 5 something to
Yeah.
get hair and
Hmm.
makeup done. It could not be me.
Oh yeah, yeah. I worked on something where like the call time was 2 a.m. and I was like, I don't go to bed sometimes until 2 a.m. So
Yeah,
I was,
honestly.
ooh, yeah,
Oh my gosh.
yeah. But yeah, I
Um,
think what you're talking about is like it's another scene shot at the same place, but it hasn't. I watched the show; it hasn't shown up in the show yet. So they were filming it at the same location, but it hasn't shown up yet. But it was just like they were like elegant guests at like a fundraiser thing that they had to be there early.
yeah. Right. Yeah. Yeah. Shooting around the pool. I remember that.
Mm.
Um, but yeah. What else? We stayed. We were in holding, like just waiting for a long time at the $7 million house.
That was a good. That was like the best extras holding I've ever been in. So
Me too. Do you remember the dog that like just kind of ran through at one point?
yeah.
Um, I guess I don't remember if it was that we heard it was the producer's house or they probably just rented it. But
Mm.
the owners of the house had a couple dogs, and the poor dog sitter lost track of them, and they ended up running through holding.
Yeah. And we were like, did somebody? We didn't know if somebody owned the dogs or if they had just like come in looking for food or something. Yeah,
Yeah,
that was fun.
there's dogs wandering off the street.
Yeah, and I remember I had waited so long and I was like, I guess I'll go to the bathroom and I guess I'll go. I don't know if you were in the same. I know we met on the set because we were all together that at that one point. Can't remember exactly when we met, but whenever we were in holding or whatever, I was like, I guess I'll go to the bathroom. I'd like put it off because I just get so busy I don't think about it. And I go to the freaking bathroom and I come back and everybody's like, oh my God, you missed it. You missed it. And I'm like, I missed what? And Viola Davis had come and stood right where I was. And I love her. Like, I've loved her for a very long time, but like, she's one of my favorite actresses. And like, yeah, she stood right where your chair was and was like looking around the house, wanted to look around the house and talk to us for a second. And I was so upset. That is like one of my biggest
Oh,
regrets. I'm like, why did I not wait 2 seconds to go to the bathroom?
I'm so sorry. I remember that. I was sitting across from you,
Okay, yeah.
and we were right at the entrance to the big sitting room that we were at.
Mm,
And she just like you left, and then she turns the corner, and we look up, and she's standing like right at my shoulder.
yeah.
Uh, and she just kind of like looks around, makes eye contact with a couple people, and like nods, um, and is like, "Hmm, all right." And then whoever she's with like escorts her back outside. And I remember the other people we were sitting with, we were like, "Oh my God, I can't believe that she got up and left right before Viola Davis came in."
Of course, it's my luck. It's my luck. But yeah, I'd gotten to see her work 2 weeks before that, the one shoot, which was very far away. But I don't care. That was the first time I'd ever seen her in person, and I like cried, and I was so embarrassed. But I had tears in my eyes, and I'm like supposed to be like sitting here clapping for her, and I was, but I had like tears in my eyes because that was what the scene was. We were just clapping. And then that time I kept my composure, but she was so much closer because she was like right there, and we yelled at her for 2-3 hours.
Yeah. Oh, what'd you do last summer? I got paid $100 to yell at Viola Davis for 2 hours.
Hey, that's like what I tell everybody. I mean, I've worked on other stuff that I like too, but like that, I'm like, oh my God, it's amazing.
I know.
But yeah, it was, I mean, I had fun. It was so hot. I can still remember how hot it was, and then bringing out the umbrellas and.
They chose my sweater, like out of the outfits that I had. They're like, "Oh, I like the sweater that you're wearing," and I was like, "Oh, okay," and I was burning up.
They wanted me in a sweater too. They're like, but it's supposed to be like summer, so if you wear a sweater, we're gonna have to put you in shorts. And I have big tattoos on the backs of my legs, and I was
Yeah.
like, so they're like, okay, never mind, then we won't do the sweater. And like, the sweater is really cute, but I was also like, thank God I did not have to wear it. So I got to wear like some loose pants and a shirt that is one of my shirts too. But yeah, it was very hot. They had to keep bringing out the umbrellas and bringing us the little napkins because we were all sweating and glistening so much.
Yeah, I forgot about that, and the sunscreen.
Yes, yeah, sunscreen. But
Yeah,
it was.
Mhm.
Oh, go ahead.
I was just gonna say what you said about like the clothing and stuff. I always love when they choose like my own clothes for me to wear on set because then I can look and recognize them on the camera.
Oh yeah, absolutely. I think I've never been given like an article of clothing from something. I've only worked on five productions, and one of them, two of those were for First Lady. But I think on all the ones I've worked on, I don't think they've ever given me something just because I happen to have something cool that they like. So that is always nice because then they try to get you something and it may not, at least for me, it may not fit or something. And I had to work one of the productions that I worked on was absolutely terrible. And they gave you your costume, and they just like they did not have bigger sizes. And it was terrible. But yeah, getting to wear your own stuff that you know you're comfortable in, and like shoes that you've broken into is always
Yeah.
that's always super nice.
Although there was one movie that I did a couple months ago. I think this is the only thing that I've done like during the school year since the summer. Um, and they wanted like this cyber dystopian kind of punk looking outfits.
Mm.
Um, and like same thing, same vibe with the hair. And they're like, your outfit, great, we love it. And I was like, and they think my outfit's cool. And then they were like, your hair looks so neat. And I was like, oh my God. And then we got outside, and the combat boots that I was wearing that they let me keep on were like you said, like they were mine. They're broken in. They're comfy. So broken in fact, that they had some holes in the bottom, and
Mm.
it had rained the night before.
Ugh.
So I had to find a PA and be like, hey, do you guys have some like tape I can just put over my shoes?
Mm-hmm. Keep the water out. Yeah, that sucks. But yeah, so you've can you talk about any of the other productions that you've worked on or
Yeah, I
titles?
mean, oh, Dear Evan Hansen was the first one that I ever did. And that one came out, uh, I guess, in the winter. But it just came out on streaming services, and like some of the
Mm.
YouTube videos of the songs are posted. Um, so my mom and I are like scrubbing through
Mhm.
the parts that I'm in and my screen recording in half speed, where you can see me walking across the
Yeah.
screen. Um, but that one was really cool. We were talking about like early call times. Some people had call times to that one of like the earliest call time I've ever seen people have was 4 a.m.
Mm.
Um, and for Dear Evan Hansen, I think people had call times of 6 a.m. But most of the extras on that set were fans of the musical
Mm.
and were doing it as like a once in a lifetime chance to be part of this, right?
Yeah.
And drove in from like Alabama, Tennessee. So they were
Hmm.
driving 4 hours to a 6 a.m. call time and then leaving set at like 8 p.m.
Mm. Couldn't be me. Could not be me.
You
I get
know,
it.
it
I get
was,
an Airbnb anytime I go because I'm like, I've I was on one that was like a 17-hour shoot. It was not supposed to go that long. We were supposed to finish early because it was a holiday. Went for 17 hours. We finished at like 3 o'clock in the morning, and
God.
yeah, and there was somebody who drove there from like Oklahoma or something or Ohio. And they're like,
Uh-huh.
yeah, it's about a 9 hour drive back for me. I was like, did you get a hotel? And she's like, no. I was like, I said, I live 2.5 hours away and I get a hotel every time because I'm so wiped out afterwards. Like, it's not like we're doing like a ton of physical labor, but even just what you get tired just waiting the whole time.
Yeah.
You're exhausted even from just doing that. So I get an Airbnb anyway because I did it one time where I said, I'm just going to go in, do it, and come back. And I had to keep pulling over to take a nap because I was so tired. And it's only a 2.5 hour drive. I'm a little baby though. So, but yeah, it's crazy for the people that do travel. I mean, I travel. I'm planning on making the move to Atlanta sometime in the next year, hopefully. But traveling is like a whole nother. It adds a whole nother level to it.
Yeah. I I'm based in Atlanta, but I don't drive anywhere. The furthest that I'll go is maybe if it's a little bit less than an hour and there's a gas bump and they're paying you for driving out a little further, then I'll do that. Um, the shoot that I did last year in Macon, they literally had a bus, so you could go like get on a bus and they would drive you
Oh,
to the set.
nice. Hmm.
Uh, and that's the only reason I took the Macon shoot because I didn't have to drive there myself.
Yeah, yeah. It's for travel for at least for me. Some people like I know that travel. I have a friend that from Florida that travels. They'll just take it because they want to do it. I take projects that I care about. Like I'm not, if there's like a little pilot or something, I honestly don't personally want to pay the money to travel and do all that stuff. But like, I take projects I care about. Like I knew Viola Davis and Gillian Anderson and everybody else that was a part of First Lady. So that's why I took it because I love Viola Davis. And I was like, maybe I'll get in with her, and I got to do it twice. And then I just did a Marvel project a couple weeks ago or a couple months ago, and oh my god, it was great. Um,
That's
so
so
I took that
exciting.
because I took that because I'm a Marvel fan, and like another one, like I did Ozark because I love that show, so I did that one, and then an actress was in this other like little Netflix film that I did. So I take things that I care about, but then some people they just want to do it, so they make the travel. I just can't do that because I'm a little baby. So
Yeah. Ooh, it's raining. Hopefully the noise isn't that bad.
Oh,
Um,
it's raining here too, so.
oh, someone asked what Marvel.
Um,
Don't know if you're allowed to say.
okay, it was the, I mean, people, they've posted about it, it's
Okay.
like, technically. It was the Guardians of the Galaxy holiday special that I got to do,
Oh,
which was,
cool.
it was very fun. I'm not going to talk about anything having to do with it because they, like other things are like, oh, please don't talk about it. Marvel, they made you lock up
They'll
your
get
phone.
you.
They made you lock up your phone, like you were not like it was in a little bag. Like you got to keep it with you, but it was in like a locked bag that you couldn't get unlocked till the end of the day. And like they made you sign like 5 non-disclosure things. So like I literally can't say anything about it. I'll talk about it after it airs in December, after it airs at Christmas time. I will talk about it, but I can't say anything about it. But I can tell you what it was about because people have posted pictures of them and they've confirmed that they finished filming it. So. And they finished filming both of them. So, but yeah, it was the Guardians of the Galaxy holiday special. So,
Awesome. I was trying to get on Marvel for a little bit, but while I was still looking, the Guardians of the Galaxy was all just looking for
kids.
tall, bald people, and that was it.
I was going to say that, and a lot of kids, and I'm like, I wish I had a kid
Yeah.
right now. I don't have one, but I wish I had one. Yeah, it was. They needed a bunch of kids, and yeah, like, and I'd actually gotten booked for, and I'll talk about this at another time too. But I'd actually gotten booked for another an alien role, which would have been so freaking cool. I was so excited, and I saw pictures from the day that they shot it, and it looked like freaking amazing. And they canceled me at the last minute. I still don't know why, and I'm so upset because it was gonna be like full prosthetics and everything,
Oh my
and
God.
and the pictures look so cool. But yeah. So you've worked on First Lady, Dear Evan Hansen. Do you remember anything else you've worked on?
Let's see what else is out. I did one a while ago that was called My Best Friend's Exorcism, and I think theoretically that should be out by now. Um, but I haven't looked into it yet.
Mm.
I I did a lot on Dear Evan Hansen actually, so I was there for about a week. Um, oh, and then I did the one that I didn't make in. I don't think is out yet, but that was with Tyler Perry Studios, which is kind of cool.
Oh, cool.
And that was the one set in 1920s. So that's one of my favorite memories too, because we got to like have the outfits and the fittings and makeup and stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's really cool when you're just kind of doing extra stuff like continuously because you start to get to know everyone who's like in the area and the scene. So last summer I had like a group of friends who were all like around the same age, and we just hung out in all the sets together. And like I knew at least 1 or 2 people for this that we were working on. As far as like taking jobs that I worked on. I don't know if it's out yet either, but I doubt they're watching. I worked on Staircase.
Oh yeah, it is,
I
and
think it's
yeah, it's part of it's not finished yet, but I'm watching that right now too. Because, did you get to do the? I know they had a call for like staying in a hotel and stuff. Did you get to do those, or did you do another part of it?
I just did a one-off with that one. I really wanted to be a core extra with them because they were looking for people who looked like the jurors in the case that they were that it's about. And I looked exactly like one of the jurors.
Oh wow,
but
that would have been
I
cool.
didn't have the availability to do core
that
extra
sucks.
thing. I know, but I filmed like a scene at a bar. It was like the back deck of a bar, and someone was like the main character was on the phone next to me. Yeah, I'll have to look to see where that is because I haven't really thought about that in a while.
Yeah, I started watching it. It's good. I think there's still a couple episodes left, but that's one of them I watched just because I love true crime anything. So I've been watching that, and yeah, whenever because they were calling for extras that could like stay in a hotel for 2 weeks fully paid. They would pay you like an extra bump, for staying in the hotel, and I'm like, me please. Like no, a lot of people wanted that one because they were paying for your hotel. They were paying for your food. It was like $500 a day. It was crazy. So that one was like highly sought after. But yeah, that's awesome. Like I said, it's really good so far. So I'll have to go back and look at you if I haven't seen you yet, or see you in a future episode.
Yeah, I'm not sure how visible I am. I should definitely look. I haven't looked at like any of the projects that I've done film wise,
Mm.
except for Dear Evan Hansen, and then the clip you posted on your Instagram of the First Lady. Um,
Yeah.
and I haven't even listened to that yet, like with audio, because I think
Mm.
like I feel like I'll probably be able to hear my voice and hear what I was saying if I just turn the audio on and listen. Because I was so proud of myself. They were like, "All right, now shout things you're angry about this law, and you're angry that she's walking away from you guys. Go improvise." And I was like, "Yeah, I got this."
Yeah.
Um, yeah, fun times. The one
Yeah.
that I was in more recently was for I don't remember the name of it, and I won't say too much about it because it's still in production.
Mm.
But it was a new like standalone movie, um, not part of like a my camera, not part of
Mhm.
like a franchise or anything. So I'm excited for that too because it's cool to be part of like new projects.
Yeah, yeah, I got to do one for Netflix that's like a standalone thing. It's like a teen movie, but I'm still gonna watch it because that was the one that was 17 hours long. So I'm
Oh my
like,
gosh.
and they just reused the same people over and over and over again. So you'll probably be able to see me in like 5 different locations. So yeah, it is exciting though. I just yeah, and I've met so many like awesome people like you and so many other people. I've made really good friends. And like you said, like every time I do work on something, I see at least 2 or 3 other people that I've worked with before, and it's just cool to like hear what catch up with them and hear what they've been working on, and what they're doing in general. So it's really fun.
Yeah, for sure. Something that I really wanted to work on last year was Stranger Things because they were filming while I was busy. But
Yes.
it's gonna sound a little strange, but I wrote down on my bio that I was half Asian, um,
Mm,
and then realized after they turned me down multiple times
mm,
that maybe I should just put that I'm white. Um, and I
mm,
was so sad because they were like looking for people with curly hair, and I was like, my hair looks like I have a perm. Well, I'm straightening it
mm.
right now, but and you can cut bangs. You can do whatever you want with my hair,
Yeah.
uh, and like I'm good. Uh,
Hmm.
and they didn't cast me, and I was like, oh, this is so sad. Um, I don't think that I don't think they cast Asian extras.
I was just trying to think about like I mean. Because we do this, I do try to look in the background whenever I'm watching something now because I'm like, hey, people work hard. Like, people don't realize how hard people work to do this. So I do try to, like, pay attention to extras, and I don't remember seeing any that I can think of. I binged it all in a freaking day, so who knows? But, I don't know. I mean, it's unfortunate. You shouldn't have to change anything on your resume for you to be able to do that.
I know I
Um,
changed my thing to white, but at that point, I think it was too late. They'd already flagged me in their system as a demographic they
mm,
didn't really want in their look.
mm,
But it's getting better though, for sure, in the film industry because there's plenty of shows and movies that I've worked on
mm,
where they're like they come into holding and they're looking for like a single person or like 3 or 4 people to be like not featured but the main
yeah.
extras in a shot. Um, and if I'm paying attention, I get chosen a lot because they're looking for like that ethnically ambiguous look, um,
Mm,
which is better than in the past where it's like all white people and then maybe one person who's black.
yeah. 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 And so it's unfortunate and like things with not the same at all, but things like with the first lady and I did the Marvel project. The call for it was like LGBTQ people because of my hair. That's one thing that like I stand out because most people like look they have the same haircut, like it's like long, like usually the people that they pick are like long blonde hair, stuff like that. But like if they see anybody that looks any different, they usually they try to pick those people out because they know they stand out a little bit more. But I'm glad that for you that they're at least you're getting more featured. Hopefully, I hope you don't have those problems in the future. They still have that. They still have one more season of Stranger Things left
I
to
know.
do.
I I might make a new account and put myself down as fully Caucasian to get in better with their system.
Mm,
Um, but you mentioning hair in the first lady reminded me of a funny story. Um, when I got to the first lady set, I was I think one of the first like activists
mm,
to arrive because all the older like nice outfit people were first.
mm,
um, but they didn't know what to do with my hair. Um,
Mm.
so the the lady took it and she started brushing it out, and I was like, oh well, my curls looked nice, but whatever. Maybe she's doing something with it. And then she was like, now honey, when you're gonna work on a set, you gotta brush your hair. And I was like, I comb it like in the shower because it's curly, and she was like, okay. And then just kind of looked at it and put it in a bun. And then someone came over and was like, you can't put it in a bun. She's supposed to be an activist. She has to look more casual than that. So she took it out of the bun, put it in a ponytail, and then put like a tiny little hairband at the end of the ponytail.
Mm.
So it looked like a poof, and then tied off at the end.
I remember you. I remember you talking about this the day of too, because I remember that
Yeah.
was some. Uh,
Well, after a couple, like an hour or so, I was like, this looks so bad. So
I mean, you
I
fixed
took it
it.
out.
Yeah, you fixed it. I remember that now. Yeah.
Yeah. And then there's a shot in the final cut of the episode where you can see very clearly like my hair and my shirt, and I'm like, oh my god, I'm so glad I fixed my hair because it looks fine.
Yeah. 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 I mean, yeah. That's so terrible. You think that they would have people on hand that would know how to deal with different types of hair? Like
Yeah,
that's like that should be a goal of your job, is to make sure that you can handle any type of hair. At least have one
exactly.
person. Like, that's ridiculous.
I've run into that multiple times too because I did the 1920s shoot.
Mm.
Um, all these girls got like these really nice little waves and curls, and the person who had my hair was like, and then gave me like the tightest bun you've ever seen. I was like, okay, fine, whatever.
Oh, God. It's like you already have the perfect material to work with. Why don't you just work with it? You're
Right?
gorgeous. Why?
A lot of ones that I've been on lately though have been like, do your own hair and then we'll see how it looks, and they like how I do my hair because I know how to do it. So
Exactly. I was about to say they should go based off your judgment. You're the one who has to wake up and do it every day. So that doesn't make any sense.
exactly.
Yeah, well, did you have anything else you wanted to talk about, or your experience or anything? Anything else you want to talk about? I know you're busy, so don't want to take up too much of your time.
Um, I don't know. I guess like if you're watching and you're considering doing extra work, I would definitely say do it. It's such a cool way to meet so many different kinds of people and have so many different experiences because like every film set is different. You're always doing something different and interesting. Um, and it's like my favorite thing is just seeing how they do film and how they like make the movie magic happen. So
Yeah,
one of my
absolutely. That's
favorite
what.
things I do.
Yeah, I was gonna say that's why. Like, I don't really have an interest in being an actress, me personally, but I just love being on a set. Like, it's just like one of my favorite things. So that's why I do it. But yeah, that's some really good advice. It's it's yeah, like you said, it's never the same thing. Could be a different decade, like you talked about. Could be a different century, even. So yeah, it's definitely fun. Well, I thank you so much for joining me today. I think a lot of the stuff that you said will resonate with people and give people like things to consider and think about. And excited to see stuff that you do in the future. We'll have to keep in contact.
Yeah, hopefully I'll see you on a set this year.
Yes, I hope so. I hope so. I mean, like I said, I'm planning on moving to Atlanta next year, so I'll hopefully be able to do more and not so specific ones, but maybe I'll be able to do some more ones. So we'll
Yeah.
see. But I thank you so much, and I hope you have a good day.
Well, thanks for having me. Bye.
Thank you guys so much for joining. That was Hope, and we had met on the set of The First Lady. We were in an episode 2 weeks ago together, and we were just kind of talking about our experiences on set and some different situations that she'd had to deal with, and just our experiences on various different sets. And we're gonna come back. We're going to come back probably in about 2 or 3 weeks, and I'm going to have another guest to talk about my time on Ozark and her experiences as well. So thank you guys so much for joining, and if you have any questions, just let me know, and we'll try to answer them next time we're on here. Thanks.